This is the mic to use.
That's the mic to use. When you're ready to go.
So in trying to keep with the theme, I'm trying to look at my life as moving through a succession of different types of customer service positions, and I realized that I got to kind of stretch the usual connotations of customer service, which is okay, because that's something I do. I like stretching usual connotations and sort of a habit. I came of age in the 60s, so, I'm doing what I want, and, for instance, I played in a lot of bands, and, hell, that's a service. I mean, you're there for people to have a good time. It could even change you. I was working in Arizona a lot, and I got to like country music. Now, a corollary is that if you play music in Arizona in backwater bars and places like that, you have to play country music if you want to come out alive. But it was weird. It's like watching people doing their two-step to "You're Cheating Heart" and just watching them enjoy themselves. I sort of kind of, yeah, okay, I could dig this. So it was a lot of kind of creative stuff behind a microphone, non-commercial public radio. Oh, it was a gas. It was a service because I was sharing, to me, what was like the highest, most sublime music on the planet. The masters, I call them the masters. I was into cool jazz. I was into Miles. I was into Herbie. And I was there to serve the audience. Now, non-commercial radio, I can't call it a job because it didn't pay anything. And when the low budget, no budget lifestyle started wearing thin, I thought, okay, what do I want to do? I ended up moving to San Francisco to get a master's degree in counseling psychology. Now, the real reason I went there was I was absolutely mind blown by this particular program. California Institute of Asian Studies, they were incorporating all this East-West stuff, Buddhism, stuff that was already beginning to fascinate me. And, well, yeah, maybe I want to help people for a living. Now, shortly after starting the program, I actually get a job in the mental health field. Probably by virtue of being in the program, whatever. I am a counselor at a psychiatric halfway house. Now, I don't really do any counseling because everybody coming into this house has to be hooked up with an outside therapist and they have to have some kind of daytime activity. So I'm a meds dispenser and a problem preventer. But I'm there for, I don't have customers now, and clinically speaking, it's not really clients, they're residents. But I'm there for them throughout all of my 28-hour shift. Well, really, they start coming home in the afternoon, and we work together to prepare dinner, and then just hang out in the living room, those who want to, and shoot the breeze. And, of course, I need to maintain a vigilant focus, for any signs of anybody who's in distress, agitated, depressed, or whatever. And that's when the customer service kicks in, and when it does, it's big time. So, for instance, I start this shift, and there's a new resident, just got out of one of the mental hospitals. He's a white guy, somewhere in his late 20s, speaks to her well. He's obviously had a good bit of education, sort of very pasty skin, kind of a little pudgy, and he's agitated. He didn't want to be released. So I let him know, hey, look, I'm here for you. We can talk one-on-one, but let's try to make, I figured it's just the transition. Maybe we'll make it through this night. So we do dinner, and I'm in the living room. He goes back to his room, and there's two other new guys in the house, both black guys from Chicago. They didn't know each other, but they're kind of street guys in that, they obviously didn't have higher education, but they seem to be earnestly trying to work with this program to get through whatever got them there in the first place. And a couple other residents were sitting there talking, and it's not fair. I called him the doughboy, because he's so kind of like pasty, a little bit pudgy, but not to his face, of course. He comes in, and he's still agitated. And when he sees the two black guys, some additional agitation kicks in. I'm thinking, well, okay, we got a racist here. But he joins a conversation with kind of neutral words every first couple times, and then like the third time he says something that's sort of derogatory. Okay, and both the guys from Chicago hear it, and they let it slide. And shortly after that, it's something else, kind of derogatory. And I'm starting to gear up to either break up a fight or think of how to just cut this guy off without triggering a psychotic break. And I don't have to, because he just says, "I've had enough of this," and he storms back into his room. Whew. You know, the tension was palpable at that time, and it's sort of a sigh of relief, but I'm girding up to go and, you know, check in on him. What's going on with this guy? When I hear his door slam open and the front door slam shut. Ooh. I look out the window, and this pudgy white guy is standing in the middle of the street, this quiet neighborhood in San Francisco, in his underwear, shouting his head off. Now, especially the fact that he's wearing boxer shorts, they were polka dot boxer shorts, might have given a little humorous slant on this story, but this was very serious times for halfway houses. In that, sometime in the past year, a resident of another halfway house in a different part of San Francisco beat a neighborhood resident to death, totally unprovoked. So we really had to keep a cool profile. I ran out, and somehow I knew exactly what to say to him. I just had to say, "Let's go." He wanted to be back in the hospital.